So, hi friends. Today we have with us is Arun. He's from LOS, batch of 21 to 23 from Christ University. Welcome, Arun.
Welcome.
So,
Thank you, Praveen. Thank you so
uh,
much for the invitation.
so yeah, he is from Kerala. And one good thing about Arun is he's part of multiple clubs in Christ University. He's part of He for She Club. He's part of Oasis Club of LOS. So, I like to start with my first question is this He for She Club that is part of Christ. No? That is something very unique. I have never heard about it. So being a member of it for last 1 year, 1.5 years, you can explain why he for she is required. It will be helpful. And with this, we'll start our interview.
Sure. So thank you, Praveen. Thank you for this warm welcome once again. So I would like to start off with the first question. So I think He for She initiative was started in Christ maybe 1 year before. So,
Okay.
and we are the first batch from our MBA to be a part of He for She Club. So one of the basic thing behind the He for She Club is to uh, provide equality in all verticals within the irrespective of your gender. So when I was inducted into Hifoshi, they asked me a lot of questions like how will you participate or how will you try to improve the situation right now? And even in corporate world, there is 50-50 parity for gender. So how will I contribute for this? So from my personal life, I have had experiences where I could actually help people in order to achieve equality in a lot of things. And when they were facing difficulties in their life, even when I was working in Accenture,
Mhm.
there were a lot of issues like this. So I was actively, member solving or being a part of gender equality. So in Christ University, mainly he for she does is to provide awareness among students, especially among MBA students. So we used to conduct programs like jam sessions,
True, true.
then skits, mime sessions. So through this, we were trying to, inculcate the fact that gender should be considered equal. And for me, when I think we are two boys out of the 10-member team, rest eight are girls. So,
Okay.
and this is also a factor. So he for she basically means we have to contribute to the gender equality that's globally, catching up pace. So that's what,
True,
even
true.
as a member of he for she, I was trying to do this as well in the university.
Yes. Now, this what awareness your team has given through skit, people should take it forward
Yeah.
in their corporate life and in their personal life also. That's such one good initiative
Yes,
Christ has
yes,
taken. I love it so much. So that's why I thought of
definitely. And
starting.
I think
Yeah.
yes, and that's a good question, definitely. And I can give more inputs, but basically, even now the situation in corporate is improving as well. So basically, they are also looking for more women and inculcate 50-50 parity in terms of their workforce. So that's actually a good initiative. Even the university, I would like to appreciate university for taking up such an initiative.
So we'll start with our set of questions. So my first question is, in
Sure.
few weeks, maybe we can say in another 1 week, we are completing our MBA, and in another month time, we'll
Yes.
have our MBA degree. It's a very long journey. I understand, sometimes it looks like 2 years,
Yeah.
but it has started well before our preparation for some competitive exams, clearing Christ interviews, then coming
Mm.
here. So if you look back and see how this journey was, if you want to describe starting from your competitive exam till today.
Yeah. So I started preparing for my MBA with exams like MAT and CAT.
Mhm.
So I was inducted to Christ via MAT score,
Mhm.
and MBA was a need for my professional life because I was working in an IT company, and I thought it's time for me to have PG to enhance my skills, both professionally and personally. And added to that, MBA basically means to manage. It's a managing role, so you will get to, even if you're working in an IT firm, you will get to manage the team as well. So
True.
in that aspect, I chose for MBA, and it was really a good experience for me to go through the past 2 years of MBA life. I'm grateful to all the faculties in Christ who have given us a lot of inputs which we can follow in our corporate life as well. So when I consider myself personally an MBA student of Christ, it was really a good journey, and
Mhm.
definitely college is gonna end in next few weeks. So that is definitely we are feeling that that vacuum in our mind that it's gonna end. But we have a lot of takeaways from this MBA life. For me, I would say being part of clubs and then doing CIAs, and we know how our CIAs were, and just after the deadline of CIA, we'll have exams. So in that aspect, I would like to say that if you are planning for an MBA in CRIS, you have to make up your mind, and you have to do very, in-depth research to know how the curriculum is, because once you're into it, you can't find any other way to be out of it. So if you
Yes.
dedicate yourself, you'll definitely get a fruitful result towards the end of your career, end of your MBA life. So that
No,
is one word I would assure anyone. Yeah.
yeah, that's what was my second question. That is like the CAE and tri-semester basis will be new for most of the people who are coming because they will be reading it for 6 months
Yes.
and giving an exam. But whereas we read for 3 months, fewer semester. So it's very
Yes.
difficult. So for a person who comes from a 2 semester per year to 3 semesters in Christ, one tip for him to
Hmm.
balance the time, balance the assignments. After we have completed 2 years, what will be your 1 or 2 tips if you want to give them to manage it? How do you like to them
Uh-huh.
to manage this?
Yeah, so as Praveen mentioned, yeah, definitely most of our UG system is basically two semester system, and but here in MBA it's three trimester, and three trimester contains equal weightage. We have
Hmm.
the same amount of works in all trimesters. So exams are also a bit big headache, I would say, because we right after the CIS we'll have our exams. So as I mentioned, if we make up our mind before the start of MBA life, it's not really that difficult for anyone. Just keeping in mind that you should not be joining MBA under someone's pressure. It should be
Hmm.
with your own choice, that you should feel the need for MBA for your professional growth. In that
Hmm.
aspect, when you join MBA, CIS will be in line. You will definitely have to finish. Definitely not to copy. I mean, I won't suggest people to use now. Now we have ChatGPT. So if using
Totally.
that won't hone your skills, in order to hone your skills, when you start working with your CIS, by default, these skills will come into it. That's what I've observed in myself. Initial CIS were very difficult. We were not aware of the system. Once we started working with CIA in the first trimester, it was very difficult to cope up with
True, true.
CIS and exams. But eventually, as we moved on, when we reached third and fourth semester, I think that was already imbibed with our,
Yeah,
with
daily
our
life actually.
schedule, and we were able to manage. Like, even if the CIA's deadline was nearing to us, sometimes the faculties will announce CIA's maybe 2 days, 2 or 3 days before the deadline. Even then, we were
True,
able
true.
to cope up towards third and fourth sub. So that's what dedication is the first thing, and we have to be consistent with our work, not to fake our work. Rather than faking, you should dedicate yourself and be consistent with your work. So definitely you will see an improvement, and that will eventually help for your placements as well. That's what one thing that I've observed in my personal MBA life.
Mhm. So my other
And
question,
yeah, and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. No, you
yeah,
can
yeah.
continue. Sorry.
Carry on.
No, no, I
No,
was
no, and that's it. Yeah, and for
not.
exams, I don't think when you're doing all these CIAs, you don't have to prepare much for exams, because you already have half of things on your head. You just have to segregate all these things and identify where to write what. That's it. For the exam, that's what you have to do. So by default, when you're working like this, your exams will turn to your way. That's the only thing that I would say from my own experience.
Some people find it very difficult because they have, I mean, including me when I was in my UG degree, we get used to question and answer format. We know what is the question, we know what is the answer. Whereas in MBA, there is no standard
Hmm.
question, standard answer. As you told, for a question,
Yes,
we can
yes.
write a number of answers because we have learned so many concepts. So that will require in-depth
Hmm.
knowledge on the subject to choose which to write well. Okay.
Yes,
So
right. You're right. Yeah.
my next question is people who want to do MBA, that way especially LOS, Lean Operational System in Christ University.
Hmm.
So from your journey,
Hmm.
what they can expect? Because some people will be thinking in future when they see this video, they might get an answer what they can expect out of LOS. Because it will be helpful for them to
Hmm.
choose a specialization. So from your journey,
Hmm.
from your observation also, you can share them. These are the things you can learn. These are things you can expect from an LOS department.
Haha. So this is a very good question. Definitely, as you mentioned, it can be useful to people who have a dilemma of what to choose. So,
True.
starting with the first answer, so I would say LOS basically means lean operation systems. And from my end, if I answer why did I choose LOS, it's basically because systems, as we all know, we have a lot of digital transformation technologies that's booming around the globe. And it's mandatory to keep up with those AI, machine learning. It is a mandate, or if not now, we will have to definitely take it up in a future in some point of our life.
True.
So for me, this was one of the aiding factors that made me choose LOS, because choosing systems and operations together will definitely help us to manage everything. So we will be in a position to grasp each and every new technology that comes up into our career path. So that way, you can definitely learn a lot about systems, and it will also help you to cope up in learning new systems. That's what the first thing about LOS is. So, and lean operations basically, it's a methodology as followed by certain big firms. It's a methodology where we can reduce the amount of waste. If it's a cluttered um, company or cluttered system, we can reduce the waste. So being an MBA lean operations student, you will be in a position to improve the process efficiency, as well as if there is any need for new technology, you can also adopt new technology, learning to new technology. So we will be in a position to handle two things, and so that's definitely gonna give a positive advantage to the company where we are working for. So that's first input. So the thing is, we
Okay.
can do two things in one go.
Yeah.
Improving the process efficiency, added to that, learning new technologies. So this is a useful thing. And compared to other specialization, this is not traditional specialization. It's a new specialization churned out from a wide range of operations or marketing. I would say it's a core session of marketing. That's
Mm-hmm.
how it was. So lean operations was not there maybe pre 2005 or 2000. So this is a
Mm-hmm.
new sector, because basically it is going to the needs of new technology.
True.
So we can actually make use of all the marketing skills as well in this. As we know, we have learned all these marketing subjects that are needed
Yes.
for
Yes.
operational efficiency as well, like customer centricity, then digital marketing. These were our electives. So most of our electives contain marketing, and I think most of the lawyer students chose to take
Do
marketing
marketing. Yes.
specialization electives, because these are correlated. So
True.
that correlation is very well there. Added to that, systems is the biggest advantage we get in lean operations compared to marketing specialization. They don't have
Mm-hmm.
much systems exposure, but we have
True. True.
systems exposure. So in that case, that's the main reason you can prefer LOS over other departments.
So being an LOS student, you are
So
loyal to LOS.
sorry.
Being an LOS student, you are very loyal to LOS, I'm saying. They are like, when compared to other
Ah,
specialization, this is the best.
so that's what my perception was. I won't
Yeah.
say it's the best, but if you are in this pathway, if you like technology, or if you think there is a need for technology in your professional growth, you can choose LOS. And compared to BA, if I compare, so these are very closely correlated. Even for placements, most of the LOS placements might go for a BA placement, and vice versa as well. So the basic correlation between these two specialization is because BA is more into systems, you can get core system job. But in LOS, you have an option. You can go to manufacturing sector, you can jump, or being in a manufacturing sector, you can jump to the same in the same manufacturing sector, you can jump to the system department as well. But for a BS student, you can go back to LOS. But from LOS, you can go back to systems. You can choose any other pathway you want. So that's another advantage, I would say, if you join LOS. So considering all these factors, I chose to join LOS. So that's what I would give as a takeaway or as an advice to the upcoming boomers.
And one more last question about some serious topic is, during, I know that you got your placement bit late because you have been waiting for a company or a role which you want. So this journey would have not been smooth. There would have been people would have come and asked you, why are you delaying it? Or why are you losing opportunities? Maybe
Mm.
it can be friends or relatives. It will be very hard to, answer them certain point of time because we are not getting what we want. We are waiting for it.
Mm.
So I want to know from you, because there are so many people will wait like you for a certain role or a certain company. What do you like to say them? At the same time, the waiting period, how you are preparing yourself to get into your job also. So I want you to answer because you will be the right person to answer this.
Yeah, I'll be definitely glad to answer this question. So, to start off with, I would mention, as I mentioned earlier, you have to completely 100% sincerely dedicate yourself to this path or pathway of learning MBA. So for me, when the moment where when I started my MBA journey, I was pretty sure, and I'm pretty sure that I did all the CIAs. Like you have to work hard, you have to research more, you have to research about a given topic, you have to do everything as you are supposed to do. You do not find shortcuts to complete CIAs or to write exams. When you prepare like that, at the time of placements, you will by default you will have that mentality to prepare for your placements as well. But if you think when it comes to placements, I'll prepare, but for CIAs I won't prepare, that won't be that effective in reality, even if you think like this. For me, I since I used to work, or I always had the mind to work for CIAs, when the placement started to happen, as you mentioned, I did not get the company which I wanted. Or even though initially when you had companies, but limitations of experience, those things actually
Comes into picture.
kept me away from those companies. So even then I didn't lose my hope. I still prepared. Prepared for almost 2 3 companies in the hope that I'll at least get to sit for the interview. But unfortunately, their shortcutting methodology was different. They
Mm-hmm.
shortlisted based on experience, maybe more than 2 years of experience. So
True.
in that aspect, we should definitely you should have that mental strength to overcome this. But added to that, you should never keep down with your preparations. So when you prepare yourself in the first year until placements for your academics for CIAs, when you prepare, by default that skill or that anxiety to prepare will automatically indulge in you, and you will keep on preparing. So finally, all the companies come, or when you get emails from placements.mba, you will hope, oh my god, this is that company which I was hoping for. Then again, if you see that, you will feel more and you will start preparing more. You are already preparing, and when you see some dream companies, that you will fume, and the flame inside you will make you prepare more. So that's what happened with me. So for each
Mm-hmm.
company, so I was preparing like that. You go deep down, research about the company. You should never ever back down. Never back down from this. This thing. This should be with you, and the ultimate aim why we joined MBA is to get placement. So
True.
this was there in my head since the beginning. So only for that, even I started working from the first year, first trimester onwards. So I just because I had the flow, I was able to move on. So people who are trying to get into alloys, or who are trying to look for placements in alloys, I would say you might have competition from BA as well if you're in Christ. The thing is, you have to be focused. You have to really genuinely give yourself give 100% of yourself, so that definitely you will end up, your hard work will definitely pay off if you're working hard. Don't try to be smart in this case, like
Mm-hmm.
in thinking that you will work for placements but not for college. That won't happen by default. It's difficult. So if better if you start preparing, if you work genuinely, you will definitely get a company. And that's how I always used to get a lot of assurance from placements. Molly
Yes.
ma'am, then Vinita ma'am, these people, even my friends like Praveen used to say, you will get systems, you will get
Yes.
system.
Yes.
Those are soothing words for you, but these are words. You have to definitely
Yes.
do your part, and finally you will get into a good company where you are hoping for. And for me, I would say it was hard work, and added to that, I think I had a good luck, or maybe fortune as well, to get into this company. So that's what I would give. Definitely it's 100% sincerity, dedication towards your work, which will end you up in flying colors, and you will definitely get it. So that's the only thing I would
Yes.
like to say. That's what I have observed from my timeline.
Because as being from placement team, you are an exception person who waited but still prepared. I've seen few people who wait but don't prepare. They say they'll wait for the
Mhm.
company. Once the placement team sends an email, they'll start preparing for that company or for that role. So that is very difficult
Mhm.
because, as you told, there's a competition from BA and there's a competition within LOS
Mhm.
also. So a short-term
Yes,
preparation
yes.
of 1 week or 10 days and all won't get us into a dream company or dream role. So as you told, it starts
Yes,
from
yes.
CA 1 from the first semester onwards. We should keep learning. Certain people,
Yes.
will keep a reason that college is not giving their desired role. They don't prepare at all.
Mhm.
When the
Uh-huh.
role which they want comes, they end up not performing because they are not in preparation. You take GD, you
Yes,
take
and
personal
Praveen,
interview. Yeah,
yeah.
please.
No, I would like to mention one more thing since you are
Mm,
told about these companies. So it's not that you should apply only for a specific companies. Initially, I think I was also not, you know, I did not apply for all the companies, hoping
mm.
that much more good companies will come. But since this year we have this inflation going
Layoff,
on,
yes, yes.
recession, recession going on, layoff going on. So that was something which I did not think in my head when I did not apply for those companies. So in that aspect, I would say you have to apply even if you never look for packages, look for the roles and start applying. So for in my experience, this was the third company which I got into. But
Mm,
the first two companies gave me a vast amount of experience of how to answer the question. So for that aspect, you need to apply, you need to perform for the interview. Then only you will get to know the knack of the interviewer or
true,
how they
true.
want you to answer. So for that aspect, you should definitely start applying. When you find a good role, definitely without looking at the package, you have to apply. Then sit for the interview, and you will definitely learn a lot from the interview. So that
True, true.
again, the next company comes, maybe that's the company where you're hoping for. So you can definitely prepare well for that and give. You can find your drawbacks, improvise your drawbacks, and then perform well for the next company. So that's another important input I would like to share.
Yeah, it's a
Carry on,
very good
Praveen.
input, actually. Yeah. So that's what even I was about to ask because some people don't sit for GD at all because they have never sat for any
Mm,
company. All of a sudden, when they sit for their dream
mhm.
company GD, they will not be able to perform, or they perform not in the
Yes,
way it's expected. But as you told, if they could sit for two to three
yes,
companies, learn from their mistakes, their dream company or dream role,
yes,
they will be able to make. Okay. So
yes,
all
yes.
advice and serious parts are got over. Now coming to Arun, this is a session we are going to keep questions in such a way people who know
Mhm,
you will connect to you and
mhm.
cherish. So we will go more into Christ memories and fun part. So if I could
Sure,
give you
sure.
a special power, you can assume it. I have a special power where you can freeze a moment in your life. Okay, and you can see it
Mhm,
in a loop. So which is the moment,
mhm.
maybe within Christ or outside Christ also, which is the moment you like to freeze and keep on looking at it.
Huh. So if hypothetically, if I'm given a power to freeze a moment, so uh, basically in Christ, if I would say this with respect to all the leisure activities, I would say OPT was a good experience. So I would like to freeze that moment forever from with my MBA classmates. It was really a good moment. It was out of the box moment where all of us behaved in a different manner as compared to how we used to,
True, true.
mingle in class. So that was we got. I mean, I got to know a lot of people. So that was such a moment. If I would take Christ University, and outside of Christ University, if I say um, to be specific, a moment as a moment, I don't have anything. But if I would like to mention if certain period of time, I would say my UG time period, it was really good. You
Mm,
get to know a lot of things, and you get to know a lot of. I am a person who likes to connect with more people to have more social interaction. So in that aspect, my UG, that whole UG time period was really good. I was able to make a lot of friends. I was able to explore more, learn more about Bangalore. Then you learn a lot of things. So in that aspect, that's what I would like to freeze.
okay. So a compliment or an award which you have received within Christ, if you like to share it with
uh,
us.
yeah. So if from Christ, I've received academic awards and non-academic awards as well. But to be specific, if I would like to remember, it would be a non-academic one because
Mm,
Christ, when during the 2 years of our MBA, I think we actually maybe we had 1 or 2% chance of you know uh, having to perform in a non-academic event, or maybe I would say specifically a sports event. So in MBA
mm,
life was something which I was not, where I was not really able to perform anything with respect to sports due to the academic, hookups. We had a lot of academic tight schedule it was. So I am a person who loves sports. I'm a marathon person and I like swimming. I play cricket. So these things were completely taken away from me during this 2 years of time. But one day I got to run a marathon of 5 kilometers, and I was in the fourth place. So I was awarded a
Okay.
fourth place certificate. So that moment was really good because among this tight schedule, that was a good moment. As a sports loving person, it's something which I would like to remember from Christ.
Okay.
And academically, if I would say the Usha's event, which was an international event
Mm.
from Christ University, I was fortunate enough to be the
Yes.
head POC from LOS.
Amazing.
So we were able to conduct the event with the help of all the team members, including you. We were able to conduct it very well, and it was really a good collaboration within my classmates, and we were able to manage it very well. I think our event was the best one. We were
Yes.
able to
Yes.
complete on time and start on time. All the events went flawlessly, so that's
True.
something
True.
which I would like to remember in
That
academic
was a
perspective.
that was a very
Thank
good
you.
moment to kind of coordinate and we worked actually. We almost stayed for the entire 2 days together. We were working all
Yes.
day around.
Yes.
And one more good thing was there were first year students from MBA, even I think BBA also
Mhm.
students. BBA BCom students came. We were able to interact
BCom,
with
BCom,
them.
yeah.
Yeah, BCom. We shared
Yes.
our knowledge. They were sharing their knowledge to us. It's a very good platform. I
Mhm.
think so.
Yes.
Okay. So my last question is, if you want to say a thanks or sorry to someone, you can use this platform and share yours.
Yeah. So I would start with the sorry. So we had to form a lot of CIA groups during the academic tenure. So yeah, every time it won't be comfortable or that easy to make things work. So I have had moments with my team members where the deadline was the next day and my team members were not even bringing up their part of work. At that time, I think I have been rude, or I might have you know shouted at them. So I would like to say sorry to those incidents where I was not able to keep it to myself. My anger, I was not able to keep it to myself. I might have lashed out at them. So this is one moment, even when while working with team. But I think most of the MBA life, we were working with CIA teams only. We didn't have any
True,
other
true.
non-academic activities. Most 90% of the time, we were working with CIA groups, and we had different groups. Some groups, people, some team members were not, aligning with other team members. So we had that difficulties, that disparities between the teams. So when you are a team leader, at times you might have to lash out at people. So
True, true.
these kind of
Happens.
moments I've had. So this is the first thing I would like to mention. Second thing, when it comes to gratitude, I would definitely like to thank my teachers, all my faculties, my friends. Praveen, you were my club activity co-POC. You were the Alois POC as well. So all my classmates, I would definitely like to thank for these 2 years. I include everyone. I can't,
Yes,
really
yes.
take out anyone from this list.
Mm,
So each and every member from LOS, from all the other departments, it was really a good 2 years, and we were able to learn. We were able to co-work each other, co-learning. Everything happened in these 2 years, and we were also very, lucky
true, true.
because we had both hybrid session as well as
Also,
offline session
offline
as well.
sessions.
So that's the only batch I think in Christ University who were able to witness both online sessions and offline sessions
True,
together. I
true.
think we shared it by 50-50.
Yes, yes.
Uh, so that's what I would like to mention regarding this gratitude. I'm grateful to all the faculties and our LOS specialization
True, true.
laboratories are as well. And even definitely Mole ma'am, placements coordinator, all the people who were in the placement committee, even students in the placement committee used to pass a lot of useful information, which really helped us to, take away our tension at least for
Yes,
some time in terms of
yes,
results
yes.
or in terms of companies that are gonna come. So in that aspect, I'm grateful to everyone, each and every human being I've met in Christ University.
So I have to hope we had a good time. The purpose of the call was
Yeah,
to make
definitely.
sure, we give some knowledge which we have to others and we to cherish some memory. In future, if you get to see this video, you can cherish it by kind of seeing the last few questions. These are the Christ's best memories. As well as for others who want to know
Yeah,
about
definitely.
Christ, first few questions will be helpful. So thanks for being
Yes.
part of it and sharing your knowledge, Arun. Thank you so much. And my
Thank you,
best
Praveen.
wishes for you.
For giving me this. Sure, sure. Same to you, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to share whatever I had about my MBA and about my personal life as well. So thank you for giving me this platform. I wish you all the best and good reach for your channel as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.